What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman. Now, in an expose we did here at the channel just about a week ago, we attempted to outline the future 10 Marvel movies they would send to production and then release theatrically just as soon as they had finished their Marvel Phase 4 slate in the end of 2022. And as we mentioned in that video and included in the 10 were obviously Blade and the Fantastic Four, both having been name dropped by Kevin Feige during San Diego Comic-Con 2019. There was no way they were going to go through a full slate and then another full slate without actually producing and releasing those films. Well, now we have amazing news and what looks like a confirmation that Marvel Studios is finally pulling the trigger on pre-productions for both films, registering production company names that fit Blade and Fantastic Four respectively. We're going to break down exactly where this story's coming from, how the names themselves fit both projects, of course what they mean and anything they reveal about the projects themselves, and what this means for most likely release dates. Like I said, we're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill, as well as our 3rd and final limited edition Infinity Saga box set. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So first things first, today's story comes via the Murphys Multiverse. Charles Murphy, an industry insider amongst the group that we cover here at the channel. They do great work over there, and there is a link down in the description directly over to that article. Now, he has sourced and confirmed that Disney registered 2 production companies, Solve Everything Productions and Grass-Fed Productions. You'll remember we reported on this last year when at first they registered Pandemic Productions LLC. We guessed that was Falcon and the Winter Soldier correctly. And if you know anything about Marvel, whatever the production company they register for each film, and by the way guys, that's how it works in the film industry, each movie gets its own production LLC. While the titles of those production LLCs are never indicative of the title of the film or the major franchises they represent respectively, there's usually some sort of clever tie-in, and in the case of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there may be a pandemic at the heart of the narrative. More on that later. Now, in the case of Solve Everything Productions, that ties directly, as Charles Murphy enumerates, to the Charles Hickman run, the very first Charles Hickman run for the Fantastic Four with Marvel. That was a 3-issue arc, 570 through 572, titled Solve Everything. The reason this is important is that Hickman has laid a huge amount of the groundwork from which the Marvel Cinematic Universe has drawn from, typically in their narratives, to go ahead and supplement some of the more antiquated source material the MCU draws from. Of course, in aesthetic, some of these narratives and even some of these quotes are fan favorites, and we want to see, even in this late period in the MCU, those replicated on the big screen. But I don't think I have to explain why something written by Hickman in 2008 is a lot more screen adaptable to what's going on in a 2023-2025 MCU than, say, something that was written and published all the way back on November 8th of 1961, like the Fantastic Four one, with the title being a namesake for Jonathan Hickman, with him playing the part that he has in the narratives for the MCU. I think it's very clear to see this production LLC titled Solve Everything has a really good chance of being the beginnings of the Fantastic Four in the MCU. And you have to think about this, eventually it was gonna have to happen. We're already all the way through the end of 2022, and if they were looking to put out a major team-up franchise like the Fantastic Four in lieu of not having an Avengers movie over the next 4 or 5 years, well, then they had to start a couple of years out. There's a good chance, like I said in the prologue, we would talk about what this means for release date. They're starting the production company now. They usually send things to filming about a year or so before the film actually is set to be released. It's tight windows, I know, but this is how Marvel Studio works. So if they're starting the production company now, you think about them being on set by the beginning of 2022 for a possible 2023 release, and that would be a full 4 years after we heard their name dropped at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility, and of course, with no major announcements this year, we're going to have to file this one under the category of wait and see about my track record coming next year. Hey, as of recent though, a lot of the stuff we reported on at the end of last year is starting to rear its head. Now, there was one other film, Blade, included with this, Grass-Fed Productions LLC, but of course it's not a stretch at all or hard to see how the two would relate. vampires using humans like a source of food and or livestock, and of course grass-fed referring to how you would keep that livestock. Either way, we've talked about it a ton here at the channel, how Marvel is going to plan to keep this property PG-13 with the amount of blood that you would hope would be in a Blade film. And of course you can substitute monsters for humans, and there's been other ways that the MCU has circumvented gun violence in the past, especially early Marvel Cinematic Universe, something like Captain America, Winter Soldier. Either way, these are two huge marquees for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Blade, of course, coming off of the beloved trilogy that admittedly went downhill towards the end of those films, but the first two classics still, and the failed iterations of the Fantastic Four, both coming before this third reboot in the MCU. These promise to be amazing films and huge money makers for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it was only a matter of time before we got confirmation of their production. And one final thought I'll leave you with as it pertains to the casting, and obviously Emily Blunt and John Krasinski as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic respectively. If you remember, about 2 or 3 months ago, we reported towards the beginning of Shutdown that John Krasinski had met with Marvel Studios independently of his wife, who had also met with them about an upcoming Marvel project. Now, while that was unverifiable, what was completely verifiable were the couple of interviews John Krasinski did again in this calendar year, exclaiming that he had heard all of the rumors, seen all of the concept art, and absolutely would love to work with Marvel in whatever capacity, be it Reed Richards or any other role. While it's too early to get excited yet, as we're probably still a full year off a San Diego Comic-Con 2021 announcement, could it be that this is finally coming to fruition after a half-decade worth of concept art floating around the internet? Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. If not Jonathan Krasinski for the upcoming Reed Richards role, then who do you have? And how hyped are you for both the Fantastic Four and Blade finally coming to the MCU? 2023 is right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. Let me know all your thoughts and comments down below. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 700,000 subscriber mark. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video. That'll automatically enter you to win all the rest of the prizes here at the channel, like this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill, in no way an action figure at almost 3 feet tall, 30 inches. This is an immaculately sculpted museum quality piece, representation of the character, shipped internationally from XM Studios, who holds the license, as well as our third and final Infinity Saga box set. Now, we've already given away 2 this year here at the channel. We've gotten our hands on a third one, which we will give away towards the end of the year, probably the holiday season around December. If you want to be entered to win either of the PlayStations, the Beta Ray Bill, or the Infinity Saga box set, or any of the other prizes we give away here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, make sure you're a subscriber, then hit the notification bell, make sure to turn notifications on to keep up with the channel, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced and selected randomly at the end of videos, and if you've missed any of the previous winner announcements, no worries. All you have to do, scroll back to the channel, look for the winner announcement in the sub count in the title, click on that video and scroll to the end. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.